Y'all, everybody was talking last night on Love and Marriage Huntsville. Everybody was talking. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about the conversations that they had. Because they were talking.
3, 2, 1.
Hey, y'all. It's me, Kamika, and thank you for joining me for the It's Me, Kamika podcast. Today we're going to review Love and Marriage Huntsville. Season 99. No, just kidding. Season 9, episode 5. They titled it Steering into Scandal, but I really think they should have said Everybody's Talking. That should have been the name of the show. Everybody's Talking. Everybody was having conversations, and that was the storyline. So let's get into what they were talking about. Okay, so first we have Martel and Destiny. They're sitting on a bench. They're outside. You guys could have easily went to an ice cream shop. You guys could have went to a coffee shop, Starbucks, something. Y'all could have went sitting out on a bench. I didn't like it. Throw the whole scene away. Just kidding. So what did they talk about? They talked about Destiny's dad, which is sad. Cancer sucks. Cancer really, really, really sucks. Not sponsored or anything, but please, if you can get critical illness insurance, get some. You don't know what it's about, Google it. But my whole family has been riddled with cancer, so I definitely have me a policy. But I digressed. Prayers for Destiny's father on his journey. So she's telling Martel about her dad and where they are. Destiny brings up Trish as her trainer, and Martel immediately jumps like, why are you talking about her? Dang, Martel, really? I guess Martel is over it. And I understand, because remember, I'm over it. 2 episodes ago, I was over the conversation. Both of them said nothing happened, but guess what? We're on episode 5, and we're still talking about it. So I'm right there with Martel, and usually I don't agree with him about anything. But I agree with him about this. Why are you bringing up Trish? She got a man. She got another man. She's trying to divorce. She ain't worried about me, is what Martel is thinking. They talk about that a little, and Destiny, says that she came clean, how she came clean. And where did they go? St. Thomas? I want to go to St. Thomas so bad. But anyways, so how she came clean in St. Thomas to them and told them, okay, yes, I did go to Martel's house, but nothing happened. Martel's like, yeah, she should have just went with it. When I was, in that first scene, or wherever he said they were, when, they first saw each other again, he acted as if he didn't know her, and she should have just followed his cue. Martel, everybody not a liar. Everybody doesn't just naturally lie. It just doesn't flow for everyone. Of course, everybody is not like that. They're not deny. So why would you think she's just gonna go with the flow? No. But I bet you she wished she would have. If she knew what was to come. But I thought that was funny. Why didn't she just go with what I was doing? What? Anyways, Martel. So then Martel's like, yeah, Marcel was being all messy about it. And, why is he being so messy? Why did he keep bringing it up? Talking about, I know you hit that and this, that, and the other. And I agree. Marcel, what in the world? Why are you still coming for Martel? And Marcel, you looked messy in that scene with those glasses, the way you peering over. I mean, come on. What is going on here? And what's going on with the scenes in the park? I'm starting to get annoyed. Can you tell I'm not an outdoors person? I am not an outdoors person. So they're talking about how Marcel is being messy, and that, Martel's like, every time I turn around, dude is saying how, you shouldn't do this. You shouldn't have did this. He's like, we all used to hang together. You know how they say birds of a feather flock together? That's what Martel's saying. We all did dirt. He said, I seen some things. So why are you acting like you squeaky clean? And it's true. If you know, if you know that you have done dirt, you do need to be quiet. Be quiet. Don't be going after nobody. Just hush. But maybe Marceau has it to where his skeletons are in the closet. They're not coming out. Maybe he paid them off. Maybe they just tight like that. But his skeleton, he's good with his skeletons. If he ever did anything, he good with them. Martel, maybe you should have been a little bit like Marceau. If he cheated, allegedly, okay? Maybe you should have been a little bit like him. Okay? Your stuff was just all out the closet. Okay? Everybody knew. Marceau, the way he moves, he walks, he talks, his just persona, his whole persona is that of a man who's cheated. He just seemed a little grimy like that. And maybe that's because we have heard those rumors since season 2, since maybe season 1 reunion. So maybe that's just what we have imprinted. Something sort of like how Melanie was saying, once you say something, it's just out there, and it imprints into people's mind and they start to believe it. So maybe once we look at Marceau, we think about those conversations that they had season 1 about the cheating. And it was all of them. And the rumors kept going. Remember, throughout these episodes, the rumors have just kept on going. Okay. So Marceau, for you on episode 5 of season 9 where you're acting like you're just squeaky clean, I could see how that could get on Martel's nerves. Like, leave me alone. Let me be. And it's true, Marceau, come on now. This man is not married anymore. He's divorced. Why you keep bringing up the past? He can do anything he want now. And Martel, one day I want you to just be like, yeah, I hit it and I'm a single man. It would shut them all up. It's because you deny. You have the deny factor. But if one day you just said, I hit it, maybe not regarding Trish, maybe something they say, the next thing they say, just admit to it. It'll shut them all the way down. Because they don't expect the truth to come out of you, Martel. It's so sad. But you would just shock them if you admitted something. Then they touched briefly. On Destiny and Melody. That doesn't roll well off your tongue. Destiny and Melody, I mean, come on now. But anyway, and their friendship. Destiny was speaking differently. I wonder when this scene was filmed. Was it right after or not? Because Destiny, you had a 360. Down there, I can say you were kind of, I don't know, maybe it was drinks. Because you had a moment where you're telling her you loved her, you missed her, and that you were sorry. And we did have a moment where you didn't clap and you were, saying, hey, I'm not going to be all up her butt. You know how you just really loved somebody? Because you love your friends to death. And maybe you've done so much to each other or said so much that you just can't go back to the way things were ever. And sometimes I get upset just because of that. Like, dang, and we can't even go back to how we once were. I think that's where Destiny is. Because today she was letting Nell have it. She was like, and it's true. Why is her voice? But you know what? I say that, but my voice is high too. Especially when I get upset or excited. So I'll leave Melody alone. What else did they talk about? I think that was pretty much it. I was looking at Martel. Usually I'll be like, oh, Martel, you fine. Martel, I don't know. He looking a little, you know what Martel looks like? Martel looks like he's not in a good place in life. He don't look bad. And he just don't look like he's at his best. Because, we've seen Martel at his best. Stones were being thrown at him. He was taking them, but he still looked good doing it. But today, I don't know if it was because they were filmed outside or what. Have I seen a Martel confessional? He was dressed nicely at the park. He didn't look like the Martel that we all fell in love with physically. And he does not exude the confidence that he once had. He's just not the Martel that we are used to seeing. So the next conversation to be had is Melody, and Nell. And she's invited Nell into her home. She looks cute. Nell looks like she came to her friend's house. Like, let me run to my friend's house real quick. She didn't look bad, but she didn't look put together. It's okay. We all have those days, but when we're taping, boo, that's a little different. But it's something about, listen, I'm not a Melody hater. I would say that I'm fair. I would say that I'm a fair person. But Mel gets on my last nerve. She always confronting. No one can say anything about her. Nell, she confronted Mel confronted Nell over an interview that Nell had done. And when she played back the interview, it seemed as if Nell was trying to be fair. And Melody, she doesn't want that. She doesn't want you to express any type of feeling when it comes to she and Martel. It's a bit controlling. In the interview, all Nell said was that it's draining. It's true. We're in season 9 of this. Girl, we've seen it all. We're over it. We are so over you and Martel's storyline. And I know you try to separate yourself from Martel as best as you can, but people are still going to bring it up. That's just the way things go. So I saw Nell only be fair. She's hard-headed, but so is he. He's hard-headed, but so is she. She's stubborn, but so is he. I mean, she was very fair. Listen, when you interview someone, the goal is not to hear, oh, I have no comment. Girl, do you want us to watch the show or not? What she did has viewers watching. You want to wipe yourself clean of Martel. I get it. But unfortunately, you can't. That was your identity when you came on the show, and that's what we look at you as. We no longer you've done a great job. We no longer look at you as Martel's wife. You are Melody Cherie for real. But we are going to have some interviews where there are, outlooks on what's going on in the show. They can't say no comment because that is boring. And you're not going to, listen, Melody is not going to say, I don't want to be on the show anymore. She's not going to say that. So shut up and deal with it. What you're doing is you're muting your friends. You can't give your opinion when someone asks. Even though you were extremely fair, you cannot give an opinion. Not only can you give an opinion, because you know what? If she went on there and said, oh my God, Mel, she smells great. Nell is the best. Mel is the best person. Melody doesn't anything wrong, baby. Melody wouldn't have told her, oh, just say no comment. Melody does not like for anyone to say anything about her. Like I said in previous episodes, if you're not kissing her ass and smelling her butt, she will throw you away. She will confront you first and throw you away. You must be Team Melody or else. And just like, who was that? Marceau on the last episode. Baby, her friends, they don't last. Because if you're her friend, that means you are kissing her ass. And I don't want to keep saying ass, but I mean, it's true. It's just true. There's no other way you can put it. If you're not praising her, then she's not going to really deal with you. Nell should not have been confronted on that. That was not bad at all. That was saying enough and not saying too much, if you ask me. It was juicy enough to get me to come and watch the show. And just like Marceau on the last episode, baby, her friends, they don't last. Because if you're her friend, that means you are kissing her ass. And I don't want to keep saying ass, but I mean, it's true. You're not praising her, then she's not going to really deal with you. Nell should not have been confronted on that. That was not bad at all. That was saying enough and not saying too much, if you ask me. It was juicy enough to get me to come and watch the show. And so I call that good marketing. Next, because Melody does nothing for me. Not anymore. Melody needs to work on her likability. She does. Because I'm trying, you know what? I'm really trying to study the psychology of people who are who are Melody Sharif fans. Because I'm a girl's girl. So I was with Melody all the way. F Martel, F all these men that be cheating. I'm there. F them when they don't, value you. But somewhere down the line, she became very miserable, irritating, annoying, and can I say self-righteous? She just, something about her just ain't, it's off. And that the likability isn't there. I mean, hey, that's for me. I'm speaking for me. Maybe there's a fan that's listening and you can chime in below on why you feel you are a Melody fan. Because I would like to know, like, what is it that makes you want to pair yourself with her? I'm a Destiny fan. To me, she's likable, relatable. She has feelings. She has friend issues. She don't know which way she want to go. She done got her man taken. I'm right there. Okay. I'm right there with you, girl. She's just relatable, but I don't know. It's something about Melody that's just not. And it's just really just driving me crazy. Because what are you on the show for if there's not going to be any conflict? Because you don't want anything bad said about you. You don't want to be discussed. Girl, why are you on a show? Why are you on the show? You don't have friends here. You're not friends with any of these people. The only scenes that she shared are her confronting people over something they have said. That's all we have received from her. And have the nerve to host she hosted a girls trip. Like I said last episode, she hosted this girls trip for her. None of this was for the girls because she's not friends with any of them. That's why she had to bring her two cheerleaders with her. Just like she has a friend in Nell, but she didn't just ruin that because she done brought her over just to confront her on an interview. Just that she's nasty. I'm just not here for it. Just not, y'all. I just don't relate to Melody. I'm just going to say it and just leave it at that. But don't come for me. Don't do it. You know what else I didn't like? I also did not like how Melody tried to dismiss what Nell has done for her because we did see them on screen counseling Mel and Martel. We did see them admit that, hey, our marriage has not been great either. So what that she called it mentoring? Okay, so she got her words misconstrued and you highlight that and laugh. Girl, ooh, y'all, she get on my nerves. I know I'm going to have a lot of fans that just hate me. They're going to think I hate Mel for absolutely no reason, but no. It seems like this where you invite your friend over and just tear her apart that make me not like Melody. And that's that on that. What can we call Maurice? The king of something. Is it the king of deflection? Like, what should we call him? Because he presents as a knowledgeable, intelligent, well spoken man. But in his time of trouble, which is, when he just got caught up with the DUI or DWI, he deflected this whole conversation with Kimmy. So remember, the theme around this episode is conversation. So they sit down to have a conversation about his recent arrest. And she asked him, like, how are you? How are you? Come on now, guy. And I'm glad she called it out. But he's the king of, he and Marcel, boy, they brothers. You could tell. They're the kings of deflection. How are you? No, how are you? How can I put this back on you? How can I take this away from me? And they have this go on to have this conversation where he's like, she's like, how can I help you through this? And he's like, hey, there's really nothing you can do, but she could be his support, be there for him, when he's crying because there's nothing that can be done. Hug him, hold his hand. The support is going to be important, right? Because there is nothing else that you can do in this situation. This is the law that we're dealing with, and no one's above it. So, he said, hey, you came down and you got me out. Before that, she said, hey, I didn't know where you were. And I'm sure he wasn't answering his phone. That's for sure. You have to go drive by his work to see if he's there. Now, you already know. Now, as a woman, honey, when they're not answering their phone, we got some issues. Yeah, I'm going to go see if you all right. And I'm calling them hospitals, praying they got you, because if they don't, baby, it's going to be hell and high water when you get your You better be glad you was in jail. No, I'm just kidding. I don't want to make light of this, but seriously, those are all the things that run through our minds as we go out looking for you. Like, Lord, I don't want nothing to have happened to them, but they better be in jail or in the hospital. They better. And in this case, he was. He was in jail. So, like she said, when she got that call, she was relieved. That is a very relatable moment. In this conversation, he says stuff like, there's going to be people disappointed because it happened to me. It happened to you? No, you did this. Allegedly, you drove drunk. A lot of people are going to be disappointed because it happened to me. No, that's not taking accountability. The way you're wording that is very tricky. It happened to you. They're going to be disappointed. Well, no. You're deflecting. You're not taking accountability in this moment. And this is your moment of accountability. No, you don't want to admit guilt. We get it. But there's other ways that you can word this. Not because it happened to me. Nothing happened to you. You did something allegedly. Not only that, he's like, oh, yeah, for whatever reason, they'll be disappointed. Huh? For whatever reason? Well, you know the reason. The same reason Kimmy was running around looking for you. Because you were locked up. They wouldn't let you out. Sorry, I had to do it. I had to do it. I had to do it. I don't know. And I like Maurice. And, I didn't like that little slug melody through, but it was funny as hell. What about the Martin Luther King speeches? Oh, God. I'm telling you, he and Marcel, baby, they are some talkers. Where did they get that from? Like, how did they get that smooth talking ability where, I can get it, I can get us out of this. Let me talk. I'll be the one to talk. That's those two. I can talk us out of anything. You just be quiet. I'm going to be the one to talk. That's what I get from Maurice and Marcel, for real. So I just wonder what the other brothers are like. Are they the same? Like, you guys totally came from the same household, for sure. Now, as far as Melody saying, hey, as soon as he gets out, he's in the club picture with some alcohol, or did she say he was pictured with alcohol? She said he was in the club. Listen, one thing we are good for doing is laughing in the midst of pain. It was already set. The party was already set in stone. I remember hearing about it. That's his brother's place. And yes, something did happen, and it was unfortunate and heavy. It's heavy because there may be deeper issues there that we don't know, you know? But listen, a guy's gotta do what a guy's gotta do. If this party was already planned at my brother's place, I'm gonna go. And one thing Black people do, and I don't know, maybe it's everyone, right? Is we laugh in the midst of pain. So, of course, when he comes in, everybody's gonna tease him. They're gonna laugh it off because we laugh to keep from crying. We love to do that. And so that's simply what they're doing. I honestly, I thought nothing of that. Oh, and he was at the party. Girl, shut up. You go to a party. That's what we want to see, Melody. We want to see you happy. We want to see you go to the party and party down to the bar. Go down to the bar and party and have it filmed so that we can find you relatable again. We want to see you have a good time. I want to see you do something with your business. I want to see you brokering some deals or whatever you do, whatever it is you do. I want to see you speak. Okay. I want to see you, at one of your speaking engagements, if you're still doing that. I'd love to see it. I want you to go out with your friends that you brought down to the to the beach because you didn't have none. I want to see y'all have a girls' dinner. You don't have to have the people from the show at the dinner table. You can have your own set of friends. And I want you to put on one of those dresses, you know what I'm saying? One of them freakum dresses. And I want you to have fun and let your hair down and stop being so bitter. Oh, geez. I'm sorry. I don't mean to go back on the Melody train. But anyway, she was upset that Maurice went partying after that. She does say that her grandmother was killed by a drunk driver. It's something about driving drunk. It's irresponsible, but a lot of people say they don't realize how drunk they were. I think there could be more awareness around levels of intoxication. We need more education when it comes to that. I get what she's saying, but I don't know if that's fair to put that on him. I'll just leave it at that. So, last but not least, we have this conversation between Trish and her boo. They're talking about, of course, signing the papers. If you listen to my last recap, I had a question and I said I wanted to be answered at the reunion, but I got my question answered this episode. I wanted to know if they had a notary on set so that when he signed the papers, because it had to be notarized, and they did answer that. No, they did not have a notary on set. So, girl, what was all the tears and the signature for if you still had something else to do? Man, look, that would have had to come with the scene. Like, hey, we're gonna have the scene with you, your baby daddy, your new boo, and we are gonna, this is gonna be great TV. No, they did not have a notary on set. My one and only request would be, I need a notary on set. That would have been my one request. Oh, you went through all this and you still didn't get the document notarized. F that, man. I would be so upset. I would feel so cheated. Carlos, come on now. Be prepared to offer something other than we're going to get a juicy storyline out of this. And they're talking about how they're still dealing with him. Now, look, all last episode, I feel so bad for Marquez. But now this episode, they're saying, hey, he done went back to his old ways. He need gas money to get down to see his son graduate. When he finally got there after they gave him money, he told Trisha's boo, thank you for coming. What? Well, if you don't give me my money back, don't play with me. You know what? I want all of my empathy from last week's episode. I want that back. Because if you sorry, I ain't got it for you. From there, I would have tried to be the best person that I could possibly be. But Trish did tell us. She said, oh, the tears, I've seen the tears before. So that should have let us know that this ain't nothing. Hopefully he gets it together. But like I was saying, you do have some men out there Talking about it with a coworker today. Okay. There are men out there who, if they don't have the mom, then throw away the kids. It's so sad, but it happened. And last but not least, I would love to recognize Nell for her beauty. Seriously, I don't know why I have never looked at Nell or her husband. I just looked at her husband a couple of episodes ago and, recognized that, hey, that's a handsome guy. But Nell, you brought beauty to this episode. Like, you are absolutely beautiful. I got a good look at Nell for the first time. I mean, sometimes I see nothing but a blur on the screen because I'm really listening, right? But this time I took the opportunity to look at them. And Nell is just absolutely gorgeous. And I cannot believe that they tease her about her age, right? Melody. Okay. Because one thing about Nell is that she acts more youthful than the majority of these women on this show. And when I say that you are as young as you feel, that is true. The first person I heard say that was Diddy, though. Wah, wah, wah. But Nell, she's so youthful and absolutely beautiful. So I just want to pay homage to her today. And all the beauty that she brought this episode. I loved it. And I'm glad that she finally found the confidence to be like, you know what? F that. I said what I said. I'm going to always say how I feel. I'm not going to let anyone mute me. Walk in your confidence. Because if you don't, people will be trying to mute you for sure. Especially when you're speaking the truth. Sometimes the truth hurts. And it sounds like that was the reason that she was confronted in this episode. Thank you for joining me, but don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, I'm here for a good time, not a long time. So until next time.